Proverbs chapter 25 verse 21 and 22. If your enemy is hungry, give him bread to eat, and if he is thirsty, give him water to drink, for you will heap burning coals on his head, and the Lord will reward you.
A proverb is a concise statement that conveys a universal truth for practical and righteous living. The book of Proverbs, also known as the Proverbs of Solomon, is a part of the Hebrew Bible and the Christian Old Testament. It's not just a random collection of sayings, but rather a compilation of wisdom literature that spans over 1,000 years. The book explores questions of values, moral behavior, the meaning of life, and right conduct of action. Its underlying theological principle is that wisdom begins with the fear of God, which signifies submission to God's will, rather than being afraid of Him. The book of Proverbs is divided into sections that cover various topics. It starts with an invitation to wisdom and then contrasts the wise and the fool. It also includes moral discourses on justice, the wicked, the rich and poor, and it even touches on creation and divine power. Proverbs 25:21 encourages us to love even our enemies. It advises us to provide food and water to our enemies when they are hungry or thirsty, expressing respect and kindness.
This concept of showing kindness to enemies was also emphasized by Jesus during his ministry. Those teachings align with the teachings of Proverbs 25:21 through 22, which urges us not to be overcome by evil, but to overcome evil with good. The precept to love even our enemies is an Old Testament commandment. Solomon expresses this idea by describing how acts of kindness can melt an enemy's heart and lead to friendship. The phrase seems to be taken from melting metals in a crucible, for when gold or silver is melted in that manner they not only put fire under and round all the sides, but also heap coals of fire upon the head of the crucible, and so melt the metal. As metals are melted by heaping coals upon them, so is the heart softened by kindness. The metaphor of heaping coals of fire on an enemy's head signifies the transformative power of unexpected generosity.
So, just as metals are melted by heaping coals upon them, acts of kindness can soften a person's heart. Therefore, we are encouraged to show kindness and benevolence to our enemies in order to change their disposition and overcome their hostility with our goodness. This principle is noble, glorious, reasonable, and truly embodies the teachings of Christianity. Unfortunately, throughout history, some individuals and groups have overlooked or ignored this message of love and kindness, including ancient scribes, Pharisees, and even some modern writers and Christians. However, the essence of Jesus' teachings revolves around the law of love, which emphasizes the importance of treating others with kindness and compassion. The article on Proverbs and the teachings of kindness and love can relate to the actions of a martial artist in several ways. Firstly, martial arts is not just about physical techniques and combat skills. It also encompasses a philosophy of discipline, respect, and moral behavior. Just as the book of Proverbs emphasizes the importance of values and right conduct, martial artists strive to uphold principles such as integrity, humility, and compassion both inside and outside the training environment. Secondly, the idea of loving even our enemies and overcoming evil with good can be applied to the mindset of a martial artist. Instead of seeking to harm or defeat an opponent, martial artists are encouraged to show respect, kindness, and sportsmanship. They understand that true strength lies not in aggression, but in the ability to diffuse conflicts, promote harmony, and find peaceful resolutions.
Additionally, the concept of heaping coals of fire on an enemy's head through acts of kindness can be interpreted metaphorically in martial arts. Instead of responding to aggression with more aggression, a martial artist may choose to respond with patience, understanding, and empathy. By demonstrating self-control and diffusing tense situations, they can potentially influence their opponent to reconsider their actions and choose a more peaceful path. Moreover, the teachings of love and kindness can extend beyond the practice of martial arts techniques. Martial artists often strive to make positive contributions to their communities and society as a whole. They may engage in activities such as volunteering, mentoring, or promoting nonviolence, spreading the message of compassion and respect that aligns with the teachings found in the book of Proverbs.
In combat we seek love by using true self-defense. We act, but don't react. First we avoid conflict with the escaping arts. Then if the attack continues we advance to the controlling arts, such as joint locks, holds, and throws. And if the conflict continues, we may need to use destructive arts, but only with a proportionate response. The amount of force you use to defend yourself has to be equal to, or near equal to, the amount of force of the threat. In other words, the amount of force must be reasonable force and must be required to stop the imminent threat. For example, someone pushing you does not warrant the use of deadly force. In summary, the teachings of kindness and love can be relevant to a martial artist's actions by emphasizing the importance of moral behavior, promoting respect and compassion towards opponents, and encouraging the use of martial arts skills for positive purposes beyond self-defense.
The Way, a closed system, an independent Catholic martial arts system also known as the Red Friars.